Hey everybody, welcome back. Don't worry, this video isn't about anything controversial, just the right to bear arms. Go ahead and smash that like button and let's try to all get along. Okay, so this case is all about the Second Amendment. Before we get to the specific facts of this case, we need to spend a minute on a case that came 2 years earlier. In a 2008 case called DC versus Heller, the Supreme Court formally enshrined an expansive interpretation of the Second Amendment, stating that it established an individual right to bear arms for the purpose of self-defense. In Heller, the court struck down a Washington, D.C. ban on handguns. Following the court's ruling in Heller, several lawsuits were filed challenging the constitutionality of a similar handgun ban in the city of Chicago. Here are the facts for this case. Since 1982, Chicago created an effective handgun ban by requiring residents to have a license for handguns and then denying all license applications. One of the lawsuits was filed by a 76-year-old man named Otis McDonald, who had lived there since 1971. In his lawsuit, he stated that his house had been broken into 5 times. He was an avid hunter, so he owned several shotguns legally. However, he felt that shotguns weren't good for self-defense in case of a home invasion, so he wanted to own a handgun instead, which he was unable to do because of the city's effective handgun ban. So the issue before the court was, does the Second Amendment's right to bear arms apply to the states through the 14th Amendment? The lawsuits are hoping that the court would apply the Heller decision to state and local governments. And in fact, that's exactly what the court did in McDonald versus Chicago. In another bitterly divided 5-4 ruling, just like DC versus Heller, the court held that the Second Amendment's right to bear arms for the purpose of self-defense applies to the states, striking down the Chicago handgun ban. The reasoning is that the Second Amendment establishes an individual right to bear arms, and through the 14th Amendment's Due Process Clause, it was made binding on the states. As a selective incorporation case, it weakened the power of states and local governments because they could no longer violate a person's Second Amendment rights. The majority opinion referred back to Heller to say that individual self-defense is the main idea of the Second Amendment, again emphasizing the individual nature of this right. It also reasoned that since the Second Amendment addresses the right of people, that this is evidence of an individual right unconnected to militia service. And this excerpt is just one of many examples of the majority employing an originalist approach to the case, attempting to stay close to the framers' intentions and the contemporary understanding of the Second Amendment when it was written. The dissenting opinion highlights one of the difficulties with this issue. Remember that liberty versus order is a main idea in AP Gov. So which side is this case on? Is it expanding liberty or order? Justice Stevens points out that while surely the liberty of gun owners has been protected, that may come at the cost of order and security. So even though this case is about self-defense, it should properly be viewed as a pro-liberty decision. Lastly, Stevens falls back to argue that at a minimum, this should be left to legislatures to decide how to regulate guns. And that's really it. So until next time, this has been a LaMoney production. Thanks again for watching, and make sure you like and subscribe, and the ultimate review packet. I've worked so hard on making the best resource possible to help you ace your class and pass the AP exam, so check it out. I'm confident that you'll love it too, and I will see you in the next video.